Good evening, folks. This is the JFE podcast minus Emerson tonight. This is the JFE podcast minus Emerson tonight. Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's just on the audio producing our live feed. There's a little bit delay, but whatever. I figured out how to finally put our JFE Facebook page in the description. So if you take a look at the description below the video, the link should be there. So finally we got that up. Crazy day as far as the Bills, as far as the weather here in Western New York. We lost power out here for about 5 hours, 6.5 hours. 6.5. Okay, yeah.
And there's still places without power right now as we speak here. It was quite. You would have thought by the trees. That's what was like the Sabres last night.
And we went there last night to the game against the Flyers.
Unexpectedly, I might add.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute thing, but yeah, just man, tough being a Sabres fan. Just tough in general.
I think Buffalo has probably some of the most snake-bitten fans in all of sports here. You know, we lost the we went to 4 straight Super Bowls and we haven't won one of them. We've been to 2 Stanley Cup finals. You know, got snake-bitten with that. By the way, before we invade, Saturday night on MSG West New York during the first intermission will be Beyond Boom Goat special, which features the brawl from 10 years ago, featuring past players and
coaches. And I think we know who we're talking about. It will air during the first intermission.
Uninterrupted. When does that everything start? When does a Beyond Moon go take an entire intermission? I mean,
for this event, it takes the whole first intermission. I remember watching on TV. I want to believe it would be after our 15th or 16th birthday, and just seeing Neil hit Drury. I think I was like a lot of Bills fans that was pissed, wanted to go after everybody and their mother, so to speak.
Everybody and their mother. I think a lot of fans wouldn't disagree with you there.
I would definitely be going after Christopher Neal, though. Do you remember the Ottawa song that came out afterwards on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. I actually do remember some. But the funny part about it is, like, Toronto made an Ottawa song prior from 3 years ago, so there was a little bit of a parody of that.
Is Christopher Neal still from Carolina?
No, he's not from Carolina. He's from Canada anyway. We can still debate that anyway if we want to. Yeah. No, but you know what I found odd? You know what I found funny was the whole entire listening to the interview done this morning. That was supposed to be a 2-hour competition, and that turned to be 4 hours between the guys. That's going to be that they were talking about the whole incident. You know what went down. It should be. I think both you and I are intrigued in seeing, how from the players' perspective there.
Even Brian Murray and Lindy Ruff. That would be
Brian
interesting.
Miller will also be on that BMBG podcast, not podcast, but special there. But Andrew Peters, Patrick Coletta. There's familiar names that you know and love. Or hey, depending on which side the board you're on.
We're doing a half-hour thing tonight, so we're gotta get to stuff quickly. Basically,
Basically,
Marquise Goodwin is gone. He signed with the 49ers. Obviously, with no, actually, it's not Anthony Lynn that's in charge of the 49ers. He's in LA. So I was gonna say that's an Anthony Lynn connection when it really is not. So forget that part. So again, what I say went to the 49ers? Marquise Goodwin. Tyrod Taylor is staying. His contract got restructured.
and that was the big news of the day. I want to make a quick note. We were attempting to do a podcast last week that ended up not airing. So Fred and I got in a debate on should the Bills draft a QB? We got in the first round. We kind of got a little bit of a hot debate with that.
It was very interesting. I gotta admit, I will not lie. I think Emerson.
Too bad
lost
it wasn't on the face. Too bad it wasn't seen. So
really,
we apologize for that.
we debated about should the Bills trade Tyrod Taylor to Cleveland or San Francisco. I think more answers are being answered today. I still maybe they're probably not going to trade Tyrod, but I still have a gut feeling they still may.
Well, maybe. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think this move's kind of the smart move. I mean, the deal has kind of been restructured. But the interesting part about it is like after 2 years it becomes a year by year basis after 2 years. So, I mean, I think in some ways it is a smart deal. I don't. Again, is he your long-term answer? Probably not. But he's your best option right now. At this
So,
point.
do you think this quarterback class, after hearing this news, do you think Doug Whaley's thinking that this quarterback class is going to be weaker, like the rest of the
Well, one would have to.
analysts say?
I would have to say one would. I think if I think, given the fact, I think my indications seem like that. Maybe the draft class is not as strong behind.
And Tyrod would have been the best option had he hit free agency. I think for teams that were looking for quarterback.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, we haven't heard the specifics of the deal here, but it gives that maybe with this draft class being the way it is, I don't think I think it might be a risk. It might be a risk with the quarterbacks out there, not knowing what you're going to get. I think if you're drafting a quarterback would meant you would have to start all over. I think at this point, when you're not really sure that this class is really going to be starting great material here.
Seems like next year's class can be looking better. Go ahead.
Outside Deshaun Watson, which I think could be a star in this league, but I don't. But a lot of them don't seem to have the accuracy. A lot of them come from the spread offense system. I don't know.
Depends on the coaching. I think it's also bars on the coaching staff too. Why the restructured contract? I think the coaching staff feel like they could win with Tyrod. So.
Well, we made a bet. We made a bet last week that
No, I said last week that Tyrod would get traded to Cleveland.
And it failed on you.
I don't think it totally failed though. It still could have.
You're still clinging on to the fact he's going to get traded. Well, I don't see him being traded in the immediate term. At this point right now, obviously, but
it does free up cap space for other moves at least.
Exactly, but again, I don't think they're totally sold on Taylor as the long-term answer. But I also think you realize they're not going to get right. They're not going to really win out in this QB class anyway. So that was my point. If the Bills feel like the draft class is not going to be the one, I don't know why you bothered drafting a quarterback in the first round. Here, I said maybe the 4th or 5th round, like they did last year with Cardell, and then Chad Kelly. I mean, you could get Deshaun Watson in the second round.
I doubt it now since his draft
But then
stock's
again,
gone up post combine.
well, yeah, but which gives me the impression that it's probably more like.
By the way, in other Bills news, they agreed to terms with Colton Smith after they released him a day or two ago.
Well, again, it's a free agent period, so they re-signed him.
So they have a new contract than what he originally had.
But
Dan Carpenter got released, as well as
Nikel Roby-Coleman. I think they're trying to get
Marcus Easley got released today.
Jeez, you're like throwing off answers here.
Well,
I thought we were in sports debate. We're sports debate. We're supposed to debate stuff here.
I don't know if there's so much to debate about it at this point.
Well, we can't really debate it until we get into the nitty gritty, except the tire thing, which But here I know something we can debate. Dan Bosman, not impressed with Jack's defensive 1-on-3.
We'll get to that in a few minutes, but I just wanted to catch up our viewers on what else is going on. Two free agents are signed today. Deals won't be official until tomorrow, but the former Atlanta Falcon, Patrick DeMarco, got signed today. I believe it's 4 years, and I don't know the money. He's a Pro Bowl fullback. As well as
Super Bowl runner-up.
I believe Tolbert got signed and two by the Bills. Fullback Mike Tolbert from Carolina. Connection there with McDermott. So, and there's still reports that the Bills are pursuing Ravens fullback, but that might change. That might have changed. I think that was another report that probably not gonna happen. Except Bills are interested in a wide receiver from the Ravens, Kamara Aiken.
Well, I think it must be a big targeter. I think must be trying to target more big target wide receivers. I think they're certainly going to want one in the draft. I think either a Mike Williams or.
I don't think they're bringing back. They're not bringing back the wide receiver that.
Marcus Easley.
No.
I know Goodwin. They're not bringing back.
Not Goodwin.
But
Robert Woods probably not.
Justin Hunter.
I wouldn't say no to Justin Hunter. They'll probably bring him back.
Who's the receiver you're thinking of?
The one that they signed midway through last season that was on the team a year prior that retired.
Percy Harvin.
Yes, Percy Harvin. Yes. No.
You're looking to move on from him.
I think he's gone. I think he's done. Period.
That's your opinion, or is that fact?
I feel like that's an opinion and will be a fact.
Whoa, bold statement there. Bold statement.
I don't want to say it's a bold statement. I think it's going to happen. I think Emerson would agree with me.
Your bold statements have more.
And I have a pamphlet too.
Yeah, you have.
Let's see, it was on the team. Okay, so I don't know much about those two fullbacks they signed. We could get into it in the next podcast. I'm just gonna not even bother trying to go over it when I don't have factual information. I don't have my sidekick Emerson with me.
So technically, he's our psychic, Fred.
Well, yeah. So anyway, just a quick run through. If I can find the players roster, who do I think is going to be gone? We already know Dan Carpenter is gone. I know EJ is going to be gone. Robert Woods. I don't know if Corey Graham will be back. Well, Corey Graham's still on the roster. So we know that Calvary's gone. Reggie Bush won't be back. Stephon Gilmore seems like he's on his way out.
way out. He's on strict free agency. We all know.
Yeah, but you know he's a foregone conclusion out of here. Possibly Jerome Felton might be gone. Did they release Ramon Humber? Or did they resign? I think they resigned Ramon. Brandon Spikes might not be back, probably.
Mr. Fred reading off names again.
I don't know if that Garrison Sanborn. I think he got released, but I couldn't tell you. Ryan Gorey's going to be back with the team.
I would say, by the way you're talking, you might be gone for the show.
As far as anybody else, I really don't care at this
Did
point.
you get my joke? Did you get my joke?
What was the joke, by the way?
The joke is, well, I'm gonna say, by the end of this show, you might be gone.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, right.
We got about 10 minutes left, too, in the podcast. So we just went over a lot of Bills things.
That was. Is there really 10 minutes to go in the podcast?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem that long. Wow. We're gonna have to make a 30-minute podcast. It's just too short for us. I think we talked 2 hours in podcast practically.
Just keep it short and sweet. That's all.
Oh, you and short and sweet.
This is kind of an update, so I'm not doing a debate segment. I'm just reading off names. We can debate a little bit, but I don't really give a.
Well, let's do some quick takes here. Sabres lost last night 6-3. We were actually at the game here. Boston made some post-game comments there. Some itchy post-game comments that sparked debate today. I post-game comment, poor asking about the turnovers here. His comments like
he referenced thing about the one turnover that Jack Eichel had, even though he had 2 goals and assist. It's funny the 3 goals that Sabres scored last night, they both came. 2 came on the power play. So it was just like but the comments, it doesn't bother me one bit. You know, I think you can handle it. And it's a kind of indirect message to the rest of the team. But you've been hearing a lot since last year and more about this year about certain players not following the system. And it's been talked about on WGR in Buffalo. Debating where to move on from Dan Bylsma. And
I kind of have a problem. I see. Here's the deal here. As much as I want to criticize Dan Bylsma because I think he shares some responsibility to the team, but there's a lot of dead weight in this. There's a lot of dead weight in this team. It has been. You know, I'm not gonna mainly there's a lot of dead weight in defense that I don't think is gonna be on this roster next.
Some of it's offense, but I don't think.
Well, yeah,
no offense is not the problem. Even with Okposo going down and Jack's 21 games missed and Larson going down.
But do you think it's fair that okay, somebody brought up the hypothetical question of the last 15 games. You could go 2-10-3 in the last 15 games. Let's just say they now. Do you fire Bosma at the end of the season, or do you wait until if things don't go well?
I wouldn't. I hate to say this. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I wouldn't be surprised. I just think your players have to be accountable in general. And I think we know who'll be gone off this team after next year. This year, coming up the expansion draft. So we want to debate about that.
That'll be for another show here on.
I think we talked about it in a few podcasts before.
Exactly.
I just honestly, you could say at the start of the year, I would say keep Bylsma. But now I'm hearing more and more. It's like, do I want to? No. But would I be shocked? No, either. I
don't think you would fire Durton. I don't think you fire.
I think
if Sabres Tim Murray if they have a thought, if there's a thought about firing Tim Murray, I don't think they're going to it's going to happen.
Or Dan Bos. I think you mean Dan
That's what I meant. If you're to, I don't think you're. Which Tim stand by as coach here. It could get out. I mean, it could get ugly. I mean, if there's for some reason and you have the.
Why isn't the assistant coach has been called out too in some respects?
Well, I think
like Terry Murray in some respects. There's not been talk about that either. As far as
I know what you're saying is, but I'm just saying I don't really think the fault should be on
because the past the past 5 or 6 years before Terry Murray, Tim Murray came in when Darcy Regier got let go and then Pat LaFontaine got into the Sabres organization again, being their president of hockey operations. So when Darcy Regier last coach under Darcy Regier was Ron Rolston, and then he got relieved, and then you had Ted Nolan, when they were tanking, and now you brought in a Stanley Cup winning coach, and I'm tired of being on coaches as the scapegoat. Is the players too.
But we see this year, but we see throughout the season, coaches being fired, and most of these head coaches,
some of them are on good teams too, and some not so good teams. It's just.
But they seem like they're winning records on these. Even towards last season. So I'm not suggesting that Dan should be fired, but give him
would you fire him in mid-season, mid of next season?
If the team doesn't go well, I'll be right back too.
I would have to say though that Tim Murray would have to upgrade the defense. Besides having Brandon Gooley on the roster next year, which I think will happen, were to be a trade a first-round pick, but so I think Franz will be gone next year. I don't know if Georges will be back, even though is he a free agent this coming off season or next year? Yeah.
Probably a free agent there.
There's going to be a lot of turnover next year on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's going to be turnover on players this offseason. That I think it's going to barely happen on defense because clearly defensive depth has not been there all season. Defensively, one of the softest teams this year.
I think Fleel's and RFA McCormick will be off the books next year. Girgensons and Larson are UFAs. Rodriguez is a UFA. Kulikov and Franzen are UFAs. Georges will be UFA. Not this coming off season, but next coming off season.
But yeah, but going back to Bell's comments here, I think it was more. Again, it was more or less, he's. After that, Jack got those 2 goals and one assist there, but he made a comment about being creative, but he's fine with Jack being creative in the offense and turnover in the offensive zone. But in defense, you can't do it. So I think just make sure he's being smart with the puck out of his zone. So that's all. That's all to say about that. Whether or not I put on some the dead weight, but that's if we have more time, I can go further with that. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is here.
It's called I Am Uninspired. Last night was just like, for me. Just,
I feel you. this day's been uninspiring as far as the weather. So hopefully everybody's in West York is safe here
I
tonight.
think what we'll do next podcast, we're gonna go over free agency for the NFL. We're gonna go over the NFL draft coming up in a little bit, and then we'll get in. After that, we'll get right into the NHL draft coming up in June. So it's gonna be eventful 2017, obviously. This is a crucial point for both teams as far as Bills and Sabres are concerned. So with that in mind, we will see you next time. The link is in the description. See possibly some past videos if you can find them. The other videos on my channel at Fred at RT. R-G, just to let you know, just to clarify. It should be under JFE Podcast. And that's it, Jimbo. I am ready to sign off.
Same here. Have a good night.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.